of the Blue Ridge region, this piece captures the spirit of a good old-fashioned mountain dance, with fast-paced rhythms, driving melodies, and moments that feel like a fiddle tune come to life. Blue Ridge Reel is both a fun challenge and a whole lot of fun to hear. We hope you enjoy this toe-tapping, high-energy performance of Blue Ridge Reel by Brian Bolges.
A special instrument courtesy of Mrs. Houston. Henry, you want to hold up the instruments? The washboard. So the second portion of the concert will feature the high school jazz band and the high school band. So we're going to kick it off with Mr. Blue Sky. So the last tune the high school jazz band is going to play is the Monsters Inc. theme, which is also the same one they're using in credits. I wouldn't have nothing, I didn't have you, vocal stylings of Mike Wazowski. But instead, the vocal stylings of the high school jazz band. Enjoy.
Just start.
We're just going to start right in with the music from Sing. An interesting fact that I learned is Lou Ecker can pretty much quote this movie word for word. Here's Sing. Thank you. The next tune that we're going to play for you today is called Fate of the Gods. And this kind of tells the story pretty much of these battles of these two different Norwegian gods. It starts off just kind of like foreboding with this nice, like, dark texture, this dark sound, and later kind of gets into this battle going between the different sections with all the like nice driving rhythms, notes, and this one gets really high in all the trumpet notes. So here is Fate of the Gods. So now I'm going to invite the seniors up here and kind of the people to kind of read a little bit about them. I'll take this time to recognize your work and dedication.
Luke has been playing at the trumpet for 8 years. His favorite piece is Four Cumberland Sketches, or a very close second, the Star Spangled Banner. His favorite memory is Mr. Marcella trying to replicate how a whale interacts with the water. Luke's advice for younger band students is to stick with it, always be willing to try something new and have fun. After graduation, Luke will attend RCTC for Business Administration, and his memorable quote is, "I'm really good at one thing, and that one thing is being me."
Isaac has been in the band for 8 years now. His favorite piece was Great Locomotive Chase. His favorite memory from band has been watching the concerts the day after and seeing Mr. Thomas Hall's spot gradually get slightly bigger. His piece of advice to upcoming band students would be to keep practicing and eventually you'll be good.
Josh Croce has been playing the trumpet for 8 years. He doesn't remember his favorite piece, but it was really fun to play. His favorite band memory is playing that band in actor at a home football game against Woodview. The Saints were down by 1 point after just scoring a touchdown. and instead of going for 1 point to tie the game, they decided to go for 2. They scored the 2-point conversion, and St. Charles wins. His advice for younger band students is to play your instrument and listen and play. After graduation, he will join the Air Force. His memorable quote is, "I like learning new things." Caleb Winfield.
Riley has been playing trumpet for 8 years, and his favorite piece he played was Star Wars. His favorite band memory is messing around with his friends. Riley's advice for younger band students is to be confident. After graduation, Riley will attend UW River Falls. His memorable quote is, "In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take." Lewis Carroll.
Isla Dale has been playing the trumpet for 8 years. Her favorite piece is Music for a Darkened Theater, and her favorite memory is playing pep band at the state soccer tournament. Her advice for younger band students is, you never know your instrumental abilities and talents until you try. After graduation, Isla plans on attending the University of St. Thomas to pursue a degree in political science. Her memorable quote is, "Breathe together, start together." Kaylee has been playing the trumpet for 8 years, and her favorite piece is Moana. Her favorite band member is seeing her friends in class every day. Kaylee's advice for younger band students is to stick with it. After graduating, she will attend the University of St. Thomas. Her memorable quote is, "Breathe together, start together." Katie has been playing the flute for 8 years. Her favorite piece is The Great Locomotive Chase, and her favorite band member is making flute tunes with Fiona and Sophia. Her advice for younger band students is to act like your parents didn't make you do this class and put in some effort. After graduation, Caitlin will attend the Minneapolis College of Art and Design. Sophia has been playing the flute for 8 years. Her favorite piece is Pirates of the Caribbean. Her favorite band memory was Winston Carl's baton, the airborne and infant section. Sophia's advice for younger band students is to try and have fun. It is hard for some, but allow yourself to do it. After graduation, she will attend RCTC for radiography. Her memorable quote is, "The future is not in the hands of fate, but in our hands."
Abby has been playing the trombone for 8 years, and her favorite piece was Moana. Her best band memory was watching movies in class. Her advice for younger band students is to play the same instrument as your friends. After graduation, she will attend the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Her memorable quote is, "Breathe together, start together."
Laura has been playing the baritone for 8 years, and her favorite piece is La La Land. Her favorite band memory is getting to play at Honors Band for the first time. Her advice for younger band students is to listen louder than you play. After graduation, Laura will attend the Winona State University. Her memorable quote is, "Without music, life would be flat."
Tyler has been playing band since clarinet since 5th grade. His favorite pieces include the Pops concert music, none in particular. His favorite band and memories are playing pep band at sporting events. Tyler's advice for younger band students is to always pretend like you meant to do something like playing the wrong note or missing your entrance in music. After graduating, he will attend the University of Arizona to major in marketing and compete on the adaptive track team. His memorable quote is, "Breathe together, start together."
Owen Gruber has been playing the clarinet for 8 years, and his favorite piece is King Across the Water. His favorite band memory is going to the U.S. Bank Stadium to play pep band for girls soccer. His advice for younger band students is to try your best, be respectful, and be responsible, and listen to the director. After graduation, Owen will attend Minnesota State Southeast and major in mechatronics. His memorable quote is, "Read the key signature."
Mr. Jack W. Martin has been playing the trombone for 8 years. His favorite piece is The Great Locomotive Chase. His favorite band member is playing pep band at the US Bank Stadium. Jack's advice for younger band students is to stick with it. After graduation, Jack will attend the University of North Carolina School of Arts and major in filmmaking. His band goal is to bring together stuff like that.
Carol has been playing alto saxophone for 8 years. His favorite piece is Moana, and his favorite band memory is all the laughs with Ben, Matthew, Ryan, and Ivan. His advice to younger band students is to not sit in front of the trumpets. After graduation, Carol will join the Minnesota Army National Guard. His memorable quote is, "Isn't she too young for margarita pizza?" by Ben Crosby.
Charles has been playing the trombone for 8 years. His favorite piece is The Great Locomotive Chase. His favorite band memory is throwing cheesesteaks on top of the drink cubbies, in which Mr. O'Connell had to clean up. Charles's advice for younger band students is to turn the heat down when you walk into a band room. He's going to attend Southeast Tech and major in construction technology. His memorable quote is, "Fame is just a mindset."
Carlos plays the clarinet, and his favorite piece is Arabian Dances. His favorite band memory is getting to play percussion. His advice for younger band students is to listen to a lot of songs. He found some interesting pieces he likes by Shostakovich. After graduation, he plans to go to school for welding.
And there's one more person we have to recognize is Danny in the saxophone section. He is here for the year. He's coming here from Spain. So next year, Danny, we'll miss you not playing Careless Whisper in the band room every day. Thank you all, and thank you, seniors, for all your work.
All the seniors, please gather with you. Possible. We wanted to say thank you to Mr. O'Connell for we're an enthusiastic bunch. He's been very patient and encouraging with us, and we have okay.
Thank you, everyone. So, we got two more tunes. First one is Stranger Things. It's kind of a collection from the show. Good 80s music, and if you've never heard Master of Puppets by Metallica played by a concert band, you'll hear it tonight. Thank you all. The last piece we're going to end with is a medley from The Lion King. So it features some favorites like Circle of Life, other songs from The Lion King. You shout it out, it's probably in there. I'll blame the heat. So, The Lion King.
I don't feel like I said thank you.
No, you're good.
I'm going to make sure I appreciate it much.
Yep.